Well, this magnificent bush is the butterfly bush, Buddleia davidii. And I can't say enough good things about this tree, or it's a little tree, it's woody stems. It's more of a, I guess, a bush. Some of them can actually grow into little trees and even be made into bonsais. But look at this, it only opened up a couple of days ago and already it's covered in butterflies. This is the small tortoiseshell, one of our best known butterflies. This is the one that hibernates, and I think it was the first butterfly I saw this year. Usually is either that or maybe the red admiral, which also hibernates. But isn't that beautiful? And also the insects are so used to other insects coming down to the tree, they get used to you as well. So they don't mind if you're there filming them. I mean, I'm standing only about 3 inches away, well, let's put in centimeters, about 9-10 centimeters away from this butterfly, not even. And it's totally calm. Isn't that beautiful? Because it's feeding on those tiny little, these are flower spikes, and flower spikes are basically spikes with hundreds of or thousands of little flowers on them. And if we look closely at the Buddleia, you see they're all little flowers there. And what normally happens is it starts flowering at the base of the flower spike where the butterfly is right now, and that's where the first flowers appear. Whoa. And you can see here's one where it hasn't opened up yet, but if you just look here, you can see the first one's at the base of the spike, and then it'll sort of form a wave. Now Buddleias will all eventually open up, but look at this, is the one the butterfly was on, and you see these ones haven't opened up yet. And look, white-tailed bumblebee, isn't that lovely? I mean, and hoverflies, look, loads of little hoverflies. Every sort of creature, and we had a lot of rain yesterday, so it's bringing more out. And look at this. This is, I really like this. This is a really big Bombus terrestris, and it had a butterfly with it. Magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And these flowers, these plants come actually from South America. They're from, I think it's Chile or Argentina, but they were introduced into Ireland and they absolutely went wild, and they are really, really important now for pollinating insects. Look at the bees, there are so many bees. Bear in mind, we're only a few hours after the last rain. The rain was very heavy, but there's loads of bees around. And look at, see the pollen on the, see the baskets on the legs of the bee? That's pollen sacs, and they collect pollen. They take the pollen in through their tongues into their stomachs, and then they go into these little pollen sacs in their legs. So they actually have to ingest the pollen, and there is no shortage of pollen. See, if I was actually to rub my finger on this now, there'd probably be pollen on my fingers, but the bees love it. It's they're very easy to grow. They grow anywhere. They grow on chimneys, they grow on roofs of houses. They're not very heavy. They can be cut down to almost to the root, and they'll grow back the next year. And they can seed in almost the least soil that you can find. You could argue they could become a bit of a pest, except they don't seem to, they don't push other plants out of the way. They don't seem to have a bad effect. Here's a honeybee. Whoa, he didn't stay long. I'm a bit too close. But isn't that marvellous? That is absolutely magnificent. All because of this one species which has gone wild, and a butterfly just landed in my hair. You couldn't make it up.